The debate over net neutrality is heating up in Washington. At issue is whether access to high-speed internet service should be considered a utility like water, gas, and electricity, or go unregulated, allowing companies to charge more for faster broadband speeds. While the debate is unlikely to be settled before next year, one Oklahoma community is offering free high-speed Wi-Fi service to every resident.
Ponca City's history has been shaped by the energy industry and the presence of companies like Conoco Oil and Phillips Petroleum. While energy is still important, technology's influence is growing. With the city positioned about 90 miles from the major metropolitan areas of Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Wichita, Kansas, Ponca City began mapping out its own technology future with a completely wireless community served by one of the fastest free Wi-Fi systems in the nation. City Manager Craig Stevenson says the system traces its origins back 15 years when the city began installing fiber optic cable to connect municipal buildings to City Hall.
Over the years, as we continue to put in broadband, mainly to feed our own system, we ended up having a very broad, very dense fiber footprint, and we have currently today 360 miles of fiber.
As that fiber footprint grew, the city spent $2.3 million to purchase wireless routers to transmit the Wi-Fi signal. Those routers are mounted on light poles and other fixtures around the city, creating a Wi-Fi mesh network.
Because we had this robust fiber network system backbone already in the air, and because we own the electric distribution company, Ponca City Energy, we were able to use our own crews to put these radios up and connect them.
Technology Services Director Craig Baird says there are also mobile radios that can be installed in patrol cars and other municipal vehicles, eliminating the need for cellular service while also boosting the Wi-Fi signal.
As the police cars or fire ambulances drive around, it's not only repeating our city private police and fire network, it's also boosting up the residents' public network for free. They become mobile ISP Wi-Fi hotspots.
Ponca City enjoys the fastest citywide Wi-Fi mesh network in the world.
Ponca City launched its wireless network 6 years ago, initially for public safety and utility employees.
The system that we put in was robust enough that we were able to carve out a portion of that and allow the public to have access to that and have free Wi-Fi through that process.
Much of the cost of the system was paid for by selling broadband internet to business and industry, generating revenue to pay for the network.
We cover about 30 square miles around the metropolitan part of Ponca City. But we do have radios as far as 8 miles away that's connected by fiber optics. You can also, we did some experimenting with them, and if you really wanted to, you can pick up these radios as far as 10 miles away.
Local businesses also offer modems that residents can place inside their home to boost the Wi-Fi signal, although Baird says not everyone needs them.
Only about 15% have boosters. We tried to put in enough radios that where most of them didn't need it.
An estimated 17,000 residents use the Wi-Fi for their internet access, saving money they would otherwise pay to an internet service provider.
So if you could take $35 to $40 a month and put that back in your resident's pocket, they could take that money and go spend it here at the local stores and generate sales tax back to our community, provide services that we use to provide services for our community. We estimated it being about a $3.9 million annual economic impact.
The Wi-Fi network also played a key role when Ponca City schools applied for a federal grant to provide laptops for students.
And the reason why they were able to do that and garnered that grant was because those students had access to the internet, which allowed them access to the schoolwork and notes from the teachers, as well as the ability to do research from home, regardless of social economic status.
Angela Kale Mendoza is a technology integration specialist at Ponca City High School. She says students use the laptops in the classroom, but it doesn't stop there.
The day ends, they can still go home and do all of their required paperwork and things for the teachers without having to have pencil and paper. They can do it automatically. Teachers can see automatically what they have done.
So we are now.
The students use our Wi-Fi while they're here at school, but as soon as they leave, they go home and they do use the internet from home. And some students do have internet of their own, but a lot of our students do use the Ponca City Wi-Fi. And again, that gives them instant access to the learning management systems from their teacher.
And when it's not, that's the point, right?
Cale Mendoza says in the 4 years the laptops have been available, school officials have seen improvement in student performance.
When students get immediate feedback, they're more eager to come to their teachers and talk about what they can do to bring up their grades. Without that lag time of not knowing what their grades are, they seem to be more eager to get the ball rolling.
Currently, students from the 8th through the 12th grade have laptops, but officials hope to expand the program to include grade schools. Ponca City's free Wi-Fi system attracts interest from around the world.
We've had them from Italy, we've had them from Durban, Australia, so we've had them from all over come to look at what we do and how did you do it.
Other cities have tried to emulate Ponca City by creating Wi-Fi hotspots.
Instead of covering the entire city, they're covering just a park or they're covering just downtown. And then instead of putting in fiber optics, they're putting in what is called point-to-point wireless, and that will be their internet connection. It's a little slower, doesn't respond as fast, but it does give them an internet connection.
Baird says a Wi-Fi mesh network functions best when it's constructed on a backbone of fiber optic cable. But the price tag of fiber is too high for many local governments. Ponca City was able to do it by spreading the cost over 15 years rather than trying to do everything in 1 or 2 years.